What's up everyone, back here for another video. So in this video, you're gonna see one of my favorite short setups ever, which is shorting into resistance. You're also gonna see how I start to add into winners on these stocks. This is exactly the way to get bigger on your winning trades. If you like the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and more live trading videos coming soon.
So here's my day, guys. Walking away with a call it $4,900 day. No stress, no max size, partial trades. This brings me to $183,000 for the month, no red days. So I'm just watching this CWD here, pushed up. I see resistance around 330, pushed to that resistance and failed. Now retesting it. Just watching for a potential, maybe small scalp trade, seeing how the stock is going to trade, seeing what it's going to do, monitoring the stock. So I took a small starter on CWD here as it's pushing into resistance and not really pushing much higher. If it breaks over the high of the day, I'll stop out for a 10-cent loss. But if we start to kind of break down here, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. But pretty much just playing this resistance, right? Nothing too heavy, nothing too large. I need to see a death candle. I need to see a signal. I need to see a reason to add on this stock. If I don't see a reason, then I got no trade. What would be a reason? If it breaks the 320s, if it breaks under 320s. So right now added. So I'm in 10% of my size. So 5% and 5%. Very slow, very small. Why? It's a day one stock. It has a little bit of high volume. And as long as I keep my size small, guys, I have no problem stopping out. Problems occurs when you're oversized and oversized and oversized, and you kind of get, in your own head. I have no problem being 10% size and taking a small stop on a 10% starter, But if we continue to break down, then I'm going to continue to add to my winner, right? So that's my thought process, guys. So is that a key area, 320? Watching 320. Add it again. Now I'm in 15% size. We're just going to add 5% clips. There we go. Let's see. Just below that candle is 17. So watching 17 break. Trying to add. No add there. Too slow. Got that at 315. So that's how I'm scaling in, guys. Just small, steady, slow. And as the stock is dipping down, let me take some off. Covered some at 297. So I'm staying very small. I'm, nibbling with the stock. What I see here is I see pre-market resistance at 330. It pushed that pre-market resistance. It slammed down. It retested resistance. It failed. Took a starter. The more it fails, the more I'm adding to my winner. So I'm not in heavy size here, guys, but even a small scalp like this will add up, right? And I see here support around, right around here, around like 290, 287, 290. So that'll be my next area to cover. So like I said, guys, I slowly scale in as the stock is going in my favor. I don't want to scale in as the stock is going against me. It may not seem like a big move, but 330 to $3 is 10% return in 2 or 3 minutes, right? It takes the indexes a year to make that return, and we can make it in 2 or 3 minutes. So ideally, now watching this bounce, so what we want to see here is the previous support of 317, 320-ish act as resistance. If we see 317, 320 act as resistance, then it should continue lower. But I took a little bit of my profits off to help give me some patience. So this is a good example of anticipation versus confirmation. Wait for the confirmation that the pre-market top comes in. Wait for the confirmation that the bounce is going to fail, and then add to the winner after the fail. OPEN bouncing. So let's get this washout here. 292 is support. So I'm going to have open orders 290, 288. I covered it all. I just covered it all by accident. As I was setting my open orders, it just covered me all. Oops. Okay. So let me wait for a bounce because I accidentally covered it all. I was trying to set open orders to reduce the rest. And as I was setting those orders, it filled. Let's just keep rolling with it. So we're going to short a bounce back here. Short a bounce, small, 299. So I'm going to keep scaling into this bounce here for my accidental cover. So got an add there, 301. So you see, guys, what did I draw here before? I drew the 287 support. It exactly hit 287 and bounced. So this is actually perfect. So let's get a nice bounce towards that 320 area. 320 would be nice. That would be support being retested. So I'll slowly scale back into these bounces. So just scaling these bounces. So better to be lucky than smart with that accidental overcover. And now allows me to reshort the bounce. So I don't want to panic yet. I don't want to panic unless like 330, 340 area comes and reclaims. If 330, 340 area comes and reclaims, then I'm going to be a little bit hesitant. But I have to assume that these bounces are going to fail. So looking around, guys, not really seeing much anything else. If we dip to $3 or under 3, I'll reduce some and get back to a core position to be more patient. So CWD bouncing, still watching this 320 resistance area. Not really going to get worried unless like 330s or that area starts to break. AQB still strong. It's the low of this candle, 305-ish. So a little bit of a fail there. So I'm going to add to a little bit here on CWD on the fail. Still very, very small size, guys. Still very, very small size. I don't need to oversize. I really don't. Stock has enough range. That small size is okay. Covered some at 301. Had an open order. Thank God it wasn't for the whole thing again. So I'm just playing the range, guys. I'm playing the range a little bit. Yeah, I'm scalping for pennies right now, but I'm just scalping for pennies until, something like AQB, which is moving right now, takes very aggressive money flow. So I'm just scalping around for pennies and just playing around with the stock. I'm playing ping pong with the stock as I wait for a stock like AQB to take the attention fully, to take focus off this stock. Because right now I'm not seeing anything else that's kind of crazily taking money flow and taking attention. So I'm kind of playing hesitant. So AQB is taking money flow for now. Looking around, the 298 is the low of the candle and 295 is VWAP. So we want to see a VWAP area break. Send us down to the low of the day, 298. So looking like a whole lot of nothing for now. So same thing, same way that I covered at 301 on CWD. I'm going to add it right back at 310. So I'm pretty much playing ping pong on it until it breaks the trend. So I added a little bit from what I covered at $3, 310. So I covered it, added back 10 cents higher. I'm pretty much looking for either a push and a big rejection or another stock taking money flow. So the only reason why I'm not aggressively sizing or getting more aggressive is I'm not seeing anything else with big money flow on the day. So I'm just kind of scalping it around until, a very clear trend break happens. So watching this bounce, let it fail. I'll join that fail. So giving it a second to trade out. We'll only add if it fails. It does look like it's failing though. Big seller showing up. Like I said, let it fail first and then I'll add fail. So took a small add there on CWD. Still not even 30% size yet. Keeping my size here. I'd say an ultimate fail would be a break back under this 310. If we break under 310, I'll certainly feel way more confident, being more aggressive on the stock. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll set a stop market order at 310. That way, if 310 breaks, I'll get an ad. If not, I'll stay here. Got my ad, stop market order filled, and boom, cover more 96. I mean, stop market order for the win. You see how that happens, guys? How fast it happens?
Yeah, nice one.
Stop market order for the win. Now this thing should technically be broken. That's a death candle. And now I have even more size, right? So think about this, guys. I'm now being more aggressive because it's failing, but we need to see, just stay under 3. Just stay under 3 is all we need. So stop market orders have actually been really, really helpful, man. Not only for me, but I know for a lot of you guys as well. It takes the guessing out of it. You don't have to react fast. You just set your stop market order to where you want, where the key support is. And then if it breaks, you get your order. How many of you guys are currently using stop market orders ever since we started talking about it? I mean, it just takes the guessing out of it, right? It takes the FOMO out of it. It takes the guessing out of it. You say, all right, the key area is 310. If it breaks 310, let me add, right? And that's exactly what happens. I turn my head for 2 seconds and it breaks and I miss the trade.
Yeah, plus, like you said, I mean, it's hard. Sometimes you're watching a key level, it looks like it's going to break, and you start early, but it didn't quite break. But with the stop market order, you just set it and leave it alone, and that's your plan.
I get FOMO, man. I get FOMO. 11 and a half years with all the trading, all the money I have, my still gets FOMO. It kind of helps me get over it, right? Because I say, you know what? It controls my FOMO. If it only breaks, only if it breaks that level, I add. Sometimes I say, maybe let me wait, let me see, let me add a little bit early. But no, wait for it to break.
SOGP has some money flowing. Same time, OPAD failing.
Nice call, guys. Nice call.
Let's see if that helps us on.
So slow and steady. Looks like the market is selling off for now. Yeah, LGHL, just no chance there. So not really interested. CWD, the bounces should continue to fail. Certainly if we break under 290, that this thing is going to probably be in big trouble. If we break under the VWAP area. So the VWAP is 297. So once again, if I really, really want it, man, I could set another stop market order at 295 to add. Because chances are if it breaks at 295, next area is going to be 280.
WD testing. Let's see.
It's looking heavy. So finger on the trigger to potentially add. I'm just going to add a little bit back. Just small. I want to keep my size under control here. But it's definitely looking very, very heavy now. I would say under 295, that break of VWAP will trigger it. We'll watch 295 break. So notice, guys, notice, I don't want to jinx it yet, but I'm just keep adding to the winner. I'm just adding to the winner. As the stock is working more and more, I'm adding more and more. Doesn't mean that I'm going a gazillion share size, but hey, I mean, still adds up.
And it would be kind of a fun, I think, kind of case study to look at some of your charts, Alex, and notice, because I notice without even having to look, we're here every day, but when the stocks are going against you, you're always like, okay, I have starters on. I'm not going to do anything until I see something I like, right? Until it starts to fail. But when the stocks are working, you've got ads all over the place, right?
100%.
So that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be where we're scaling.
Reduce some 88, reduce
Yep, me as
some
well.
83, reduce some, waiting at 81. So waiting at 81 for next batch. But so exactly like Steven is saying, man, something that there's a few things that made me rich, right? And I don't like to talk about it because I don't want like, it's not bragging because it's really helping, but
what's up, everyone? Just want to interrupt this video real quick to let you know about something special that we're doing for my birthday. So for the first time ever, we're going to be offering you a 30-day free trial to watch me trade live every single day. There are no strings attached. You get to watch me trade live every single day for 30 days straight. And in addition to that, I want to give you access to our MIC community for absolutely free for 30 days as well. If you didn't already know, MIC is the #1 highest rated trading education platform on the planet. We have over 750 5-star reviews. So inside MIC, you're going to get one-on-one mentorship phone calls, you're going to get daily video lessons, weekly webinars, and way more than that. So if you want to watch me trade live and get all the bonuses as well for free for 30 days, just click the link in the description or click the pinned comment down below. What do you have to lose? This may change your life forever.
there's a couple concepts. Number one is the zombie rule. As soon as we created and recognized, covered some at 81, as soon as we created and recognized the zombie rule of walking away, that's what made me rich. Another thing that made me rich is only add to your winners. Don't add to your losers. Only add to your winners. Don't add to your losers. Once I did just those two things, man, that's such a huge part of the battle. A lot of traders, they only add to their losers. They're like, I gotta fix my average. I gotta fix my average. Oh my God, my average. F your average. I'd rather have a 310 average as the stock is going against me than a 340 average with the stock squeezing against me, right? In what scenario do you care? Would you rather have a 340 average on when it's at 370, 380 squeezing against you? Or would you have a 310 average as it's crashing down, right? So there's a fallacy, man. You guys got to, I mean, it's not just you guys. I'm speaking in generals here, but you guys got to get the idea of your average out of your head. Yes, your average is important, but the trend is more important, guys. Look at this. Short, 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 cover. Short, cover. Short, short, cover. Short, cover. One sec. Let's 80 covered more. So notice, guys, how I'm adding to the winner. Adding to the winner. If it's going against me, I let it confirm first and then add. Look at this candle at 946, man. The candle at 946 was going against me. Okay, fine. Breathe. Let it trade. How much did I pay for CWD locate? I'll show you right here. About 4 to 5 cents.
Yeah, I paid almost 5.
That's the main thing, guys. I'm adding to the winner. And again, this may not seem like a big move to most traders, but from 330 to 280, right? So do some math. 280 to 330 is 15% return. I don't know about you guys, but if I could make 15% return in 933 to 956 in 20 minutes, I mean, that's better than 99.999% of traders. Right? What would you say is the largest percentage? I was only in like maximum, like 30, 35%. But 30, 35%, when you're making 40 cents a share, even if you use 1,000 shares, it's $400. So I'm just going to wait on the dips to reduce some more. And here, guys, people always ask like, oh, where do I cover? When should I cover? It's always the same answer. You always want to reduce at support. So draw your resistance, right? Draw your resistance for the shorts and draw your support for the covers. So support was here, so I covered. Support was here, so I covered. And now, look, support is probably going to be here, so where do you think I'm going to cover? So good covers into the dips at 280 So now if we get a nice wash under 290, I'll cover the rest. I'll enjoy my day for only trading for 30 minutes a day, right? So I'm sitting on the bid waiting. And the thing is, guys, always take profits along the way. Always take profits along the way. You don't know if and when a stock is going to bounce, right? If I knew when a stock was going to bounce, I would just buy the dip every single time and make money on the bounce. So make sure that you're just always reducing some on dips. It's like an insurance policy. Reducing some on dips allows you to add it right back.
Yeah, and for me personally, I've even noticed the past year or so, it helps me to take off a little more on the first set of covers, because if it ends up channeling, I add it back. If it ends up going against me, I've already taken some profits to cushion against the loss. And if it keeps going down, and then I could just add more.
Right. So now as we're approaching VWAP, I'll add back a little bit on VWAP. So I'll reshort some at 297, 298. And if it gets back down to, 290, I made another 10 cents. Made another 10 cents while I'm waiting, right? I'll cover like a third at a time, maybe half at a time if it's a big dip. There's no the problem is, guys, I think a lot of you think like trading is very linear. Like it has to be, you have to cover 13.2% every single time. You have to cover 17.33% if it hits this target. It's not like that. It's not like that. The trade that I shorted at 296, I just covered at 290 and I made another 10 cents a share. Covered more, 288. So right there, I made 10 cents a share as I was waiting. Reshort add, reshort add. All the bounces are failing. Look, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So I just got a small of my position left. So what's the benefit of today, guys? The benefit of today is it shows that you don't really need to overtrade. You don't really need to oversize. I just glanced at my P&L for the first time today. So maybe something else that might be valuable to you guys. I don't really look at my P&L while I trade. I don't want to get affected by my P&L. I just look at the chart and I trade the chart. And usually when I'm almost done with the trade is when I, start looking at the P&L. So looking at the P&L, it's looking pretty solid for now. But, if you find yourself being affected by your P&L, it's best to just not look at it, man. I'm pretty good at math, so I could do some math in my head, but I'd rather just not look. Question here from Abdullah. Hey, Alex, I noticed in your live trades that you short some stocks directly. Do you pre-locate shares before adding them to your watch list, or do you locate them quickly and short right away once you see your setup? That's exactly what I do. I short it. I locate it right before I'm going to short it. So I spoke about this at the meetup, but when we first started trading years and years ago, there was only a limited availability of locates. Let's say there was only 500,000 shares available on every stock. So you had to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., locate those shares and reserve it if you want to trade it. These days with Cobra, with how good they are, they have locates available all day long. So in the past, you would have to pay for the locates, and whether you kind of use them or not, you had to pay for them. But these days, I'd rather just locate it right before I need it. That way, instead of locating, let's say 10,000 shares at once, I'll locate 2,500 shares. If I want another 2,500, I'll locate another 2,500. If I want another this, I'll locate that. These days, guys, you don't have to locate beforehand. I locate literally 1 second before the trade, literally. So question about seeing the average price line on the chart. So I've tried that in the past and it just really distracts me. The chart becomes very, very distracting looking at my average price on there all day long. So I personally don't like to do that. And again, guys, I'm trading. This is my income, right? Trading is my income, my primary income. So I want to just focus on what brings me the most primary income from trading. And if something on the chart is going to distract me and make me less money, I don't want to do it. So 1004, I think if we get one more dip down to 290, I'm going to cover the last piece of my position. I don't need to be greedy. I can take my money and run the hell away. So I'm sitting at 291 to take my money and walk away. Hopefully activate the indicator for you guys to make more money. But I'm okay taking my money and running away, guys. I have no problem taking my money and running away. You see me get out early all the time. You see me walk away early all the time. And yet you still see me making a significant amount of money all the time. So you don't need the exact top. You don't need the exact bottom. Just take the meat of the move and walk the hell away. I'm trading for only 35 minutes today, guys. 35 all out, all out.
Nice.
That's my trade. So let me post this out there for you guys. So here's my day, guys. Walking away with a call it $4,900 day. No stress, no max size, partial trades. And this will bring me to 4893, that's 17. This brings me to $183,000 for the month, no red days. And that's my trade, guys. So I'm done in 35 minutes of the day, locked in my money. So 4,900 divided by 35 minutes is about $140 a minute. That's pretty good to me. What was your max share size today? I think max share size was I think 8,000 shares maybe. So not maybe even 7,000. Yeah, about 8,000 shares. So really not much. And remember, guys, 8,000 shares on a $3 stock is 24 grand. So 24 grand divided by 4,900 divided by 24 grand, about 20% return. So walking away, 1006. If the 320 area keeps failing, it should fail. If what is this, 287 area fails, it should continue to fail. But that's it, guys. That's my trade. That's my day. I don't need much else aside from that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. This is what we do all the time here. Yeah, averages to about 61 shares per profit. So think about it. So right over here was about 40 cents a share, right? 40 cents a share. And then over here was like another 10 cents a share. And then over here was like another 20 cents a share. And then another 10 cents a share. All of a sudden it adds up, you know? When you were covering, how much were you covering on this first dip? I covered about a quarter of my position here. And then by here, I was covered about half of my position. Oh, look, the indicator. Bro.
Where's Andrew?
I'm gonna start to
I
get
mean,
pissed.
you really can't make this stuff up.
Just staying around for entertainment right now. But that's my day, guys. That's my day. So let's see if the indicator hits.
You pause because you're watching it. You're like, that's my day. But
I just want to see it happen. I want to see the pain. So hopefully for the people that are here, first time on live trading, you guys see what we're all about. You guys got to be here in live trading to see what we do here. We could explain it, but seeing it in person is very, very different. So that's all I got, guys. Enjoy the Alex indicator. If the Alex indicator hits, hit up Steven for the Diamond program, our wealth management program. And from there, guys, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow for a great Friday.
awesome. See you guys. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys.